Hello and welcome to Sam online class. Friends, today we shall discuss about mutation, characteristics and types. The replication and distribution of genetic material is extremely precise so that the genetic information is transmitted from generation to generation without any alteration. But occasionally errors do occur during the replication and distribution of genetic material. Such errors gives rise to sudden changes in the characters of an organism. Such alterations are called as mutations. So mutations are the sudden heritable changes. The individual that shows the changed phenotype are known as mutants, and the allele of a gene that produces the heritable change are known as mutant alleles. And mutation can arise due to a change in the base sequence of a gene. The mutation that arises due to the change in base sequence of a gene is known as gene mutation or point mutation. Sometimes heritable changes in the phenotype also occur due to the change in the chromosome number and chromosome structure. Such type of heritable changes are called as chromosomal mutation. The mutation is the source of all types of genetic variations. In the absence of mutation, there will be only one allele of a gene, that will be the wild type alleles. So without mutation, there will be no genetic variation, and without genetic variation, there will be no evolution. The term mutation was first introduced by Hugo de Vries in 1900 to describe the sudden heritable changes in Inothera. Now we shall discuss about the characteristics of mutation. First characteristic is that generally mutant alleles are recessive to their normal or wild type alleles, but sometimes mutation can also be dominant. Mutations are random events, that means the occurrence of a mutation is by chance. Third characteristic is most mutations are harmful or most mutations are deleterious to the organism, but a few mutations can also be beneficial. Next characteristic is mutations are recurrent. That means a mutation can occur in many individuals of a specific generation, or it can also occur in many individuals of different generations. The mutation that occurs spontaneously without any apparent cause is known as spontaneous mutation. Spontaneous mutation occur at a very low frequency. The rate of spontaneous mutation varies from 10 to power 7 to 10 to power minus 4. The rate of spontaneous mutations varies from genes to genes, and the genes which exhibit an exceptionally high rate of spontaneous mutation are called as mutable genes. What is mutator genes? The genes which increase the rate of spontaneous mutation of other genes in the genome are called as mutator genes. What is anti-mutator genes? The genes that suppress the mutation of other genes present in the genome are called as anti-mutator genes. There are specific sites within various genes that exhibit exceptionally high rate of spontaneous mutation. Such specific sites are called as mutation hotspots. And the agents, it may be physical or chemical, that induce mutation are called as mutagens. Mutations can occur in both somatic cell or in germinal cells. The mutation that occur in somatic cell is known as somatic mutation, and the mutation can also occur in the reproductive tissue. The mutation that occur in reproductive tissue is heritable. It is transmitted from generation to generation. Such mutation is known as germinal mutation. Mutation can occur in both forward direction as well as in backward direction. If the mutation is forward mutation, then the wild type allele will be converted into a mutant allele. Whereas in reverse mutation, a mutant allele can be converted into a normal or wild type allele, and the rate of forward mutation is higher than the rate of reverse mutation. So these are some of the characteristics of mutations. Mutations can be classified in various ways. First is on the basis of direction of mutation. Mutation can be divided into two different classes. One is forward mutation and the other is reverse mutation. The mutation that takes place in a forward direction is known as forward mutation. Due to a forward mutation, a wild type allele is converted to a mutant allele. What is reverse mutation? In the process of reverse mutation, a mutant allele is converted into a normal allele. Mutation can also be classified on the basis of dominance relationship. On the basis of dominance relationship, a mutation can be dominant or it can be recessive, or the mutation can be occasionally codominant or partially dominant. So if the mutant allele is dominant, then it gives rise to dominant mutation. Most often the mutant allele is recessive, and this recessive mutant allele gives rise to recessive mutation. Occasionally mutant alleles are also codominant. Such type of codominant mutant alleles gives rise to codominant mutation. And if the mutant alleles are incompletely dominant or partially dominant, that gives rise to incompletely dominant mutation. Similarly, mutation can also be classified into spontaneous mutation and induced mutation on the basis of cause of mutation. On the basis of cause of mutation, it can be divided into spontaneous mutation and induced mutation. The mutation that occur in nature spontaneously without any apparent cause is known as spontaneous mutation. Mutations can also be induced by various physical or chemical agents. Such type of mutations are called as induced mutations. On the basis of tissues of origin, mutations can be classified into two different classes: somatic mutation and germinal mutation. Somatic mutation occur in the somatic cell. Such type of mutations are not heritable. The mutation also occur in the reproductive tissue. That type of mutation is called a germinal mutation, and the germinal mutations are heritable. On cytological basis, mutations can also be classified into three different classes. One is chromosomal mutation. In chromosomal mutation, there is a change in the number and structure of chromosome. Such type of mutations are called as chromosomal mutations. Similarly, mutation can also occur due to a change in the base sequence of a gene. The mutation that occur due to a change in the base sequence of a gene is known as gene mutations. The mutation that occur in the genetic material of chloroplast and mitochondria are known as cytoplasmic mutations. In addition to this, on the basis of types of amino acid replacement, mutations can also be divided into three different classes. One is missense mutation. Missense mutations are produced by base substitution, and in missense mutation an amino acid is replaced by another amino acids. Sometimes mutations can also convert a normal codon into a termination codon. The mutation that changes a normal codon to a termination codon is known as nonsense mutations. And termination codons are the codons that terminate polypeptide chain synthesis. Another type of mutation is frame shift mutation. Frame shift mutation changes the reading frame of a specific gene. At last, on molecular basis, on the basis of what type of molecular changes are taking place, on that basis, mutations can be divided into three different classes: base substitution, deletion, addition. What is base substitution? In case of base substitution mutation, a specific base is substituted by another nitrogenous base. What is deletion mutation? In deletion mutation, one or more nitrogenous bases are lost or are deleted from a gene. That type of mutation is called as deletion mutation. Similarly, nitrogenous base, one or more nitrogenous base can also be added to a gene that gives rise to addition mutation. So friends, this is about definition, characteristics and classification of mutations. For more updates, please subscribe my YouTube channel Sam Online Class, and also please share your comments so that I will be able to improve my performance and it will be more useful to you. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye bye. Good night.